what scares you about the world right now is the fact
Mm-hmm.
that the fact that the system is slow, because, it took you a while to get the right papers to really be able to start getting your brothers to America. And that's a hard thing for you. That's the most thing about the world. You care about your family more than anything. And I know for you, it's a big thing because you ain't seen your family in about 8, 9 years.
I was afraid that people was gonna think, because we was talking about marriage, that people was gonna think that I'll marry you for papers, but it was never the case. Cause
Hey,
that was really what was giving me cold feet and
honestly,
stuff.
it I get that from my family too. I'm not worried about that. I just want us to be together. And, that's my thing that scares you in this world, the fact that you can't see your brothers and, your family, and you want to be able to transition whenever you want to. And I want that for you. I want you to have full freedom. I have a lot of freedom. I can go wherever I want, but, what I really want most for you is for you to be able to, see the world how you want to see it, whenever you want to see it.
With you by my side.
A federal judge ordered the Trump administration Friday to fully restore deferred action for childhood arrivals.
Well, Democrats reopen the country to immigrants and asylum seekers.
The UK started rolling out its first doses of the Pfizer vaccine.
Cases now topping 15 million and more than 15,000 deaths in the past week.
What is the one experience you wish you never had?
Oh my goodness. Do I have to narrow it down to one? I wish I'd never seen someone die before. That changes you.
Yep.
And not to say that there's not a time or a place in your life for something like that, but it was right around the time I think I met you. So I was 16 years old. And me and my boyfriend at the time were in a really bad car accident. It wasn't our fault at all. I wasn't driving. But still, the other person who caused the accident was actually on a bicycle. And he just went just literally fell over because he was so drunk riding a bicycle in the middle of a highway. And he fell over in front of my boyfriend's car. And they hit him and killed him.
What do you think
that happened this week in the news
affects me the most?
And why?
Well, I think the biggest thing right now is obviously the election. I think that's affecting everyone.
There's so much news, I can't even sort out in my brain what happened last week.
Maybe it's news fatigue. I don't remember what headline from when.
I think too much news is what bugs you the most. When you're hearing it from me, because I'm constantly telling you what's going on, giving you updates, sending you things. Because
you send a full report.
Yeah.
And it's
keep you updated.
If I want to look it up, I'll look it up. So it's not necessarily
no, but you don't look it up.
What's in the news. There's stuff that's in the news. Well, no, because I don't really care that much.
I know what's going on in the world. Everybody's still tripping about Corona. Everybody's still, everybody has the right to protect themselves, but nobody should have to. You can't force anybody to.
Next question. I don't like politics.
Yeah.
What do you think scares me the most about the world right now?
I think that you're worried where things are going to be in terms of this becoming the new norm. And I know that you've been thinking about, do I want to bring a child into this world, where things aren't as simple as the way that we grew up. I think that's what scares you a lot, is this a life that I can have a family? Is this a life that I can have my ideal world in? Because things, let's be honest, they're kind of crazy right now.
As I'm getting older, I don't know if it's the same for you, but it's that fear of like fear of death. Like when life is short, never know when. I used to think about other people leaving the world, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's going to be so hard on me. But now I think a lot more about like, what if I was to go any day now? It's a thought that's kind of been, especially during this pandemic. I think about it more and more, and you just never know.
When I was really young, 7, 8, somewhere around there, I was at the gas station in the whole neighborhood, and I seen someone get stabbed over a gas pump, an argument over a gas pump. And I was coming out of the store, and these two guys were arguing, and they started to fight over who was next at the gas pump. And I didn't notice at first. They kind of scuffled a bit, and one guy fell, and when he got back up, he was just drenched.
Sounds
Guy
like
stabbed him over a gas pump. Yep, that's it. That stayed with me for a long time. I knew where we lived. I knew it was just a matter of time before, I was young, but I've seen young kids fight too. It's just something I figured I would eventually have to go through myself at 8 years old.
Ooh, how do you think I'm doing now?
How do I think you're doing? I think you're doing just as good as anyone could be doing right now in what's been going on. Like I think when we moved here to LA, like you of course, especially because we were living on the East Coast. I've never lived anywhere besides there, and there's something super new. Like you always have all these expectations of what something is going to be like or what an experience is going to be like. And with you starting grad school, like you always have like an expectation of like what grad school is going to be like. It's also your first semester, and if you imagine like freshman year in undergrad, like it's no one's like favorite time. It's always an adjustment, and especially online, like on Zoom, you can't really like connect with people, and I don't know. I don't think you give yourself enough credit for how like well you're doing, and you're such a smart person, and you have such great ideas, and so I think you're doing better than you think.
What do you think life is teaching us now?
Oh wow. Wow, I feel like life is teaching us a lot. Like it's teaching us to be stronger, and that we shouldn't just live life like we're gonna live forever, COVID hit and a lot of people died out of nowhere. If the world financial situation got worse because people lost their job. So we shouldn't take anything for granted. Anything can happen anytime, and that we should cherish what we have. And I'm glad that I have you to go through this experience with.
Everyone always thinks that your personal struggle is your own. Meeting you, I realized we have the same struggle. You seem to be finding your way through that struggle. And that's kind of helping me find my way through mine. So, thank you.
Thank you. It means a lot.